Hey, War Doc here with another video, help video from the Time Lords Guild. This one, I was asked to go over the shops, and let me get out of here real quick. I just noticed that it opened up for me. Popped it open real quick. This thing, the Godfather, or the Dark Merchant, or the Black Merchant, is how it was put to me. Let's see if he's still open for me. Yes, he is. And I got 2 minutes left for him, so basically, this is the Godfather. Depending on what VIP level you are, is going to depend on how often you have him. He'll come up on your raids, which I did a video on raiding for your fragment pieces. He just comes up at random unless you are a VIP. I think 10. Don't quote me on it. You have to read the VIP packages, but for some reason or another, I'm not sure how it happened. Companion, who, if you don't know, Companion is my wife. Her game, the Godfather, the Black Merchant, I think that's what people call him. If that's if I'm getting him correctly, is open all the time for her. And for me, it comes and goes, but he's faded on the board. So real quick, I got a minute 38 before he disappears. In here, you have basically specialized gear that you can buy. A lot of gems. Buy a lot of gems. I mean, if you have the gems and you need the gear, go ahead and buy it. Really, what I buy out of here is the soul stones, as many as I can. Some reasons because I won't spend gems on them unless they're, like this warrior monk. If I had 3 gems left to bring, or 3 soul stones left to bring them to 5 stars, and I might consider the 120 gems. But cleric, I'll buy him. And the most thing is that most of us will never get. I mean, I know I won't, but I can't say thing is this. See this here Hercules gear package where it's 30,000 gems. Basically, if you click on it, you get all you get all the package. You get everything from white to red, and don't include his soul stones or his legendary gear. I mean, but that's pretty much in a nutshell. That's the Godfather. He comes at random. You get him while you're raiding, and you'll just see it pop up that the Godfather's open. I think this is the Black Merchant, is what a person called it on in the guild so far. I hope I got it right, but I'm just going to go over basically the stores, all of them, right now while I'm in. But I had to go over this real quick because he comes and goes for me, and that's about it. So I'm going to be out of here. He's going in 8, 7, 6. The countdown's here, so he's going to be going for me. So I'm out of here, and then he fades off like you see him in the distance there. So that's pretty much the Godfather, aka the Black Merchant. I think that's what it is, unless I'm missing something. And now, if you notice where I'm at on my board is I have the Merchant, and then I got Troll Merchant. The Merchant, he's just standard. The Troll Merchant standard for everybody on the game. Open all the time. It resets. It tells you where it refreshes. So, it tells you when it's going to refresh again. I mean, it's not my time yet. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so I look at the time, and again, this is pretty straightforward. You get 6 slots on the first one. You can buy what you need. I mean, I'm not going to buy anything, just showing you, Psychic Sword. Again, wouldn't spend gems on them unless I have them. I mean, gems are very, very precious to me in this game. Even like I said before in another video, gems are very precious to me. Even though I have the gem cards, and I get the gem cards, and I have quite a few gem cards. There's still, I'm only sitting on 2,766 or 2,766 gems, and that's not a lot. I mean, it may seem like a lot, but it's not a lot. But you need to stretch them, and with certain gear, you've seen it, if you go back and look at the video, you've seen that in The Godfather. Some things are 1,000 right off the bat, like just 1,000 gems before you even want to. If it was up to you, cool, they'd probably charge 100 gems just to preview it. But they're not at that level yet. I know your companion laugh across the room because they are getting ridiculous with the pay to play. So, maybe 100 gems and you just get to see what it's like. Put it on your hero for a little bit. Try it out for a minute and they take it away. I mean, gosh, they're getting ridiculous with some of this stuff. But then you have another one which is called Rana Shop. And all mine's purchased, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you need experience potion. You need experience potion. You need all that. This deals with experience salve, which you dig in the cave. Experience cheese, which you get by the time trials, and the rifts over there, which when you do them. So I apologize. I'm skipping around, a little sketchy, but with my speech and you can see it's blacked out. But the new one they added was the experience pizza. Personally, the experience pizza, I grabbed them, but they're a little pricey and they help you out if you're low guys. But when the upper guys, like where I am, we're level 103, where it takes, gosh, a lot of stuff just to level your next guy up. I mean, the pizzas, they help put a dent in there, but I mean, that's up to you if you want to get them. I mean, they're what, 420,000 for 3 pieces. I mean, I think that's what it is. Yeah, 3 pieces. So, that's quite a bit. If you're not making that kind of, if you're not making that kind of gold coins on the game, that's a lot of gold coins at one shot. So, I mean, and that's pretty much the merchant shop. That's the regular merchant shop. Everybody has it. It's refreshed 4 times a day, I believe, 4 times a day. And the time that it's refreshed is depending on where you're at. So, again, I'm on Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America. So, and then around the shop, I know that's once a day, once in a 24-hour period. I'm saying a day, once in a 24-hour period. So, and, I mean, that's I don't know, with the merchant shop, I mean. And let's move on to, that's what I'm saying, let's just move on to the next one. Now we have the Troll Merchant. Again, the Troll Merchant, I've had the Troll Merchant up for maybe 2 years now, easy. And the Troll Merchant, I believe, becomes unlocked at VIP 10, maybe 11. Again, you'd have to read the VIP packages. And I've been and myself and Companion, basically, Companion as well. We played the game together at the same rate, so we're pretty much at the same rate on the game. And the Troll Merchant, again, is another thing like the Godfather, where you have to open them up with rating, and he just comes and goes. I believe it's been so long since I had to open them up. I'm not 100% sure on how he gets here, but I think he just gets opened up like you would the Godfather. He just comes with the raids. I think he's more frequent, though, or he comes up more times when you raid than the Godfather does. So, and then you just go in, and he's another one pretty straightforward. Just has a few extra slots as I just scroll down real fast and go back up and, start over again. And, experience cheese, I wouldn't spend it. Again, it's up to your discretion. I wouldn't spend these gems unless you have the gems to spend. And, excuse me. And before he resets, like, I'll take the Silver Lance, even, I take pieces of that. Jammer grips. I don't need them right now, but, remember that after once you get a higher level, you need these gear. You need this stuff to enchant with. The gears to enchant with, which was in another video. I'm not sure if you need a video on enchanting. And I went over it briefly with the hero promotion. Hero promotion and how heroes work in that video. So enchanting is pretty straightforward. But these gears, you use them, so you try to keep a lot of them on hand. And you don't want them to run dry. That's all. And then same thing again that I did down in the Godfather is anything with gold coins that are soul stones, and I'm going to get to that in another video later on, which would be the soul shop. But I'm not going to get into that right now. The soul shop and why you want to grab these soul stones, even if you have your hero at 5 stars. And like I said, I'll explain that later. So confirming the purchase, and just pieces I know that I need, brain heart, there you go. And and then now as you get down again, these shops, I don't know if I mentioned it before, I don't think I did, but as you go from the top to the bottom, the gear it's more expensive gear. It's not as frequent the gear. That's why it's arranged top to bottom in that order. So it sounded kind of stupid what I just said, but yes, that's the reason why it's arranged top to bottom. It's the lesser gears to the more expensive, more rarer gears. I want to say rare, but it's not even a good word for that. Just the less frequent gears, or the less time comes up. Now, as we go scroll all the way down, now you notice that we start getting into gear where you're paying a lot of gems for, like the Immortal Flag you see right here. Look, 2,248 gems. I will not pay that unless, but only unless I have it up there in the gem column to pay for it, and I don't need the hero for a while. I'm going to be working on other things, or I just would not pay that amount of money. I mean, you could pretty much farm for it, or there's other ways to get it, but gems are precious again. And you're going to ask yourself, you just said this a few times in the video, why don't you spend the gems? Because you're going to need the gems. The main thing is that you need the gems for stamina. You use them to raid with, and help the guild with. I mean, if you're not in a guild, then yeah, I guess you could use it, but raid to help your guild with. But every now and then, your gems will come in handy when you need them. You'll see when you need them. You'll know when you need the gems. You'll know when you need your gems. So you just don't want to spend it on pieces that you don't like. Like the curling reel, like this, and 505 gems. I mean, you might think again. I know I just got quiet, and I'm a little fumbling over my words because this is pretty straightforward. I'm just trying to keep this simple and not just ramble on and ramble on. So, with the Immortal Flag. And here's the thing. And here's with the added feature of the Grand, the Grand Challenge? Yeah, the Grand Challenge, I believe it is. With the added feature, they're giving you another outlet besides these, and you don't really need gems because in the Grand Outlet, in the Grand Challenge, you could get this stuff for 400 gems if you run across it, if you just fight in the Grand Challenge. And it goes by levels again in that. So I didn't do mine. I don't even think I set mine up for the week yet. But I go in there. We can take a peek real quick, and and explain that to you. And I can explain it to you that way. It's pretty straightforward. These shops are pretty straightforward. Somebody basically, I just did all three shops because I wanted to make sure I covered what would be the black merchant. Somebody mentioned to me to cover the black merchant, so I'm not sure which one is the black merchant. If I missed it in this video, I need to know that I missed it in the video, because I thought that the Godfather would be the black merchant. I don't know who's the black merchant on here, and if there is, if I did miss it, I need to know so we can cover the black merchant. But these are the three shops. That would be the black merchant. The other shops are obviously your guild shop. We go in there right now. Finishing up on here, you just see, like, there you go, from the top to the bottom, just like I explained, the top, bottom. It's pretty straightforward, Let's see, where we at? Out here. And, of course, then, of course, you got the guild shop, which is here. This is where you get your guild points, and that's from the guild raids, and doing the ancient temples. And then, of course, you have you have the crusades, and you have the redeeming here, and then again, redeeming here, and you got heroes, and then you got and you got your things. And yes, over here I did buy dragon shoes. That was economical for me. I haven't had to use none of the coins in here for a while, so I bought a set of dragon shoes because right now where I'm at, I'm bringing some heroes up, and everybody needs all-around shoes, and I was not wasting. I was using fragment pieces, the purple fragment pieces, to help build the all-around shoes, and we'll just go on from there and see, if we could get a few more shoes out of the crusade before, I have to really start using the purple fragment wheels. And then it just all goes back to what I was talking about in the other video, where you just try not to be careless with your gear, but also, try not to be where you just don't use it either. You got to find a balance for it, too, to build your heroes. So, that's pretty straightforward with everything, I said. you look at the time where you're at, and when everything or resets or changes out, and that's when you get a fresh batch into the stores. I call them the stores, and whatever you want to call it or whatever it has to be, so be it. I mean, and crap, what did I want to do? There was one thing else I wanted to say down here that I totally forgot about. Here, I remember the Grand Challenge. The Grand Challenge. Now, I didn't pick my difficulty for the week. I'm at 103. Now, remember, you could always do a demotion. So, whatever one you feel confident doing it. I don't know when this opens. I can't even tell you when it opens for the lower level players. I mean, I don't know what level this opens. I don't know if it's 80. I mean, me personally, I think you cool should drop some of these things down to 70. I mean, there's a lot of levels between 0 when you first start and then trying to get in on these boards. You feel like I understand. You feel like you're just slipping. You feel like you're not going anywhere. You feel like you're stuck. So I totally understand. I mean, I understand. I don't want to say I understand more than you guys, because I can't. That would be an unfair statement. But myself and companion, we went through the whole when the game was transitioning into what it is now and past what it's going to be now. I mean, we've been through quite a few things. So, totally understand. I totally understand what it means. I know companion does. There's other people in the guild that they understand what it is to be just stuck. So, and that's it. I mean, let me go in and pick one. I'm going to pick 5 because, again, I'm 103. And if I demote myself down, I want to be able to get to the end because they have decent gear at the end of it, at the end of this. So, let me pick 5 and go on from there. So you see, you only select one, bang. So I picked 5, and that's it. I mean, and then obviously if you haven't done it, resets in 6 to 8 hours. And you can only do 5 a day or whatever. So I mean, if you want to watch you do this goofy thing, no, I shouldn't say goofy. It's helpful, but I mean, I want to just get the point across. Let me put my lineup that I usually put in, and we'll go from there. And this is one that I do use the jet speed on here, the turbo power, turbo boost, whatever you want to call it. Let me see, all right guys in there, yeah, all right guys in there, and we just go more forward, and here we go, and let me see, knock them off. That's all we was waiting for him to get knocked off. There you go, so knocked off, and that's all. So now, there you go, alright, so first victory. Now, you see, now you get mixed up. I mean, if you haven't done this, now you got the Grand Challenge, under your belt. So now, here you go. Now you got these 4. Now you got 4 items that, is going to pop up in these chests, okay? And each one of them is 100 gems to open up. So, we just, where are we at here? We want to make sure I do this right. Alright, Holy Bible. On here, because it says 5 in the corner, 5 right here, that's because you're doing the fragments. So I got 123 fragment pieces, not fully put together. So that's why it says 123 fragment pieces. Okay, and just, when you just go down, I have none of her because she's already 5-star, so I used her soul stones in another area, which I'm going to show you in another video. We are using the hero soul stones that are 5 stars, using them in other areas of the game. So I mean, that's pretty much for it. Now, when I was talking about the immortal flag back in over was in the troll thing, so we go right back over. We're not going to lose nothing. Merchant, troll merchant. I think it was the immortal flag was down here, right? Yeah, here we go. All right, so now the immortal flag is 2,248 gems. Okay? Now, it's right over here. See, I'm using my mouse to point and click, and then over here, so I get back out of it, over here, where I just was at, Grand Challenge. Okay? Go back down one. It's still sitting here waiting for me. You ain't gonna lose nothing. Don't lose none of this. So so I would never did it if I was unsure. Then, if you have that immortal flag that's sitting there, or 22 whatever, 2249, so 2000 something. And if it's sitting here, a whole fragment piece, I'm not going to be able to do it, but they do come up, a whole fragment piece, and a immortal flag sitting there. So now, why would you go and spend 2,000 plus gems on that when on here it'll come up, and at the most you're going to spend 400? Because say, alright, it's here, and you say, oh, immortal flag, immortal flag, flag. You don't know which chest is going to be that's going to open it, so you start one, and it's like, alright, well, I like that. I got the Holy Bible. Now, here's something funny. I'm going to throw this in. I don't know if it works or not, but I showed Companion this, and we just laughed. For me, I'm serious, for me, half of the time, I'm just going to say half the time, if I touch it and click on that piece before I open the chest up, it comes out. But that's just me. I don't know if it's a game or not. I don't want to say you go crazy, you could laugh or whatever. I laugh too. But half of the time it does. So I guess the other half is, I mean, you can't go wrong with that because it's a half and half deal, right? War doc, yeah, I get it. So I'm just going to say half the time I touch them, they come out. So it's just funny because I tell people, if I tell you, you don't believe me, so you're not going to believe me anyway. So if you're sitting here watching the video and you don't want a computer, you're not going to believe me anyway. You're going to think it's whatever, it's not Photoshop, I don't know, whatever they use to edit videos or whatever. So I think, that's kind of funny. But losing my train of thought, which I did, now I got it back. The Immortal Flag, you're only going to pay 400 gems for it compared to the 2,000 plus if it pops up on here. Because then you got to open all these gems, you got to open all these boxes up at 100 gems a piece. And what happens is that usually when I got to do it, with my luck, it's usually 400. I don't get away with just, open another one of 100. No. When I got to do it, it's 400. So I wind up either getting it on the first box I open, or chest, however you want to word it, or the last one I open. There's no in between with me. So I mean, that's pretty straightforward with these merchant stores. I mean, was the Black Merchant or the Godfather. I believe that's what you're trying to say. The regular merchant store. And and then the Troll Merchant. I touched a little bit on the Grand Challenge because of what they are in correlation to each other, or respective to each other. And then other than that, we could add or subtract if we need to from the videos or the information. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something else out of this, and hope it works out for you. So you keep playing.